A democratic republic is one with a government whose ultimate power rests in its citizens. Elections ensure that governmental authority is wielded according to the will of its citizens. This is not some lofty, socialist, lefty, hippie ideal. It is constitutionally the defining bedrock of the democratic republic. America is constitutionally a democratic republic. In 2014, Princeton and Northwest University professors conducted a study. It took data from nearly 2,000 public opinion surveys and compared what the people wanted with what the government actually did. What they found was extremely unsettling. The opinions of the bottom 90% of income earners in America has essentially no impact at all regarding congressional policy. 60% say the federal government is responsible for ensuring health care coverage for all Americans. Consistently, at least 70% of Americans said they favor background checks for the purchase of firearms. 58% of Americans support breaking up big banks. 62% of Americans said they support making public college tuition free for anyone who wants to attend. 42% agree the Department of Education should forgive all federal debt to help the economy. Less than 37% disagree, while 21% neither agree nor disagree. 2/3 of Republicans and 9 in 10 Democrats support immediate cuts to military spending, yet the opposite of the will of the people is what the government is procuring. A politician is not a chosen leader. They are public servants. They are representatives of their constituency. They are supposed to go to the central governing body and vote their constituents' will. If they do not, that means they've been corrupted, plain and simple. The definition of treason is this: the crime of betraying one's country by attempting the overthrow of the government. All of this means that the democratic republic that people fought, bled, and died for, democracy, something so noble that America spends trillions of dollars on and sends its children to die for in foreign lands in order to give them said democracy, has been overthrown in America.
The richest 1% of this country owns half our country's wealth, $5 trillion. It's bullshit. We make the rules, pal. The news, war, peace, famine, upheaval, the price of a paperclip. Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market.
America's very constitution that the Founding Fathers risked their lives for has been overthrown.
Now it's just an oligarchy with unlimited political bribery being the essence of getting the nominations for president or the elected president. And the same thing applies to governors and U.S. senators and Congress members. So now we've just seen a complete subversion of our political system as a payoff to major contributors who want and expect and sometimes get favors for themselves after the election's over.
But what he's really done now is he said, even those of you who talk about the 1%, you don't really get what's going on. You're living in the past. You're living in the 80s. You think that Gordon Gekko is the future. And Gordon Gekko is a bad guy. He's a predator, but he's a self-made predator. And right now what we're really talking about is we're talking about Gordon Gekko's son or daughter. We're talking about inherited wealth playing an ever-growing role. So he's telling us that we are on the road not just to a highly unequal society, but to a society of an oligarchy, a society of inherited wealth, patrimonial capitalism.
What now exists is oligarchy. This means that oligarchy is treason within a democratic republic, and those who have plotted and worked for this overthrow, and those in the government and the media who don't fight against it, are anti-democratic. And since America is a democratic republic, they are also anti-American. They are traitors to America, and they need to be punished for their treason.